Have you ever wondered why your dog's reactivity seems to change from day to day and even spiral out of control? Could it be that what we do can actually make things worse? Unfortunately, there are many ways we might be contributing to or even increasing their reactivity. But first, let's dive into the most crucial one. If you don't address this, it can lead to even more reactions. Decompression. Decompression refers to the process of helping your dog return to a calm and neutral state following a particularly stressful or reactive episode. This is crucial for their emotional well-being and long-term success in managing reactivity, but it is often dismissed or not even considered. Decompression needs to happen after a bad reaction, otherwise your dog will be far more likely to react again and their reactions could intensify or even increase. When your dog reacts, stress hormones such as cortisol and adrenaline are released, and they don't just leave the body as quickly as they are delivered. Think about when you had a particularly stressful event or even a fright. That stress and fear stays with you, sometimes for hours or even days after. This is exactly what can happen to your dog. If you persist in continuing with training straight after a particularly bad episode, your dog is likely to react more, react at a greater distance than normal, and have a marked increase in the intensity of their reactions. It can even cause a dog to develop more triggers. You need to help them by recognizing that right now is not the time to persist with training. When you get home, you can encourage decompression by doing some calming activities, such as using a Kong, a licky mat, or a snuffle mat. All of these will help to naturally lower your dog's high stress levels. Keep your dog's world small for a few hours or even longer, depending on how bad their reaction was. They need to be kept quiet and calm, and encouraging sleep is a very wise idea too. Sleep and rest also help to bring those stress levels down. After an intense reaction, we need to recognize that now is not the time to have your dog around visitors to the home, or maybe even young children who naturally play and are always active. Right now, your dog needs a calmer and more relaxed environment. Decompression after a reaction helps reactive dogs. Walking dogs together. If you have two dogs and one or both are reactive, you are in a situation where it will take you an incredibly long time to make a difference, if at all. These dogs can read each other's energy and react to that too, which can heighten their alertness and cause reactiveness to increase, not decrease. Train them individually, and after you've made significant progress, then you can try to walk them together. I appreciate there's only so many hours in a day, so people do walk their dogs together, but it can be incredibly difficult to work with one reactive dog when you're also walking another. Reactive dogs really do need individual attention. Overexposure or flooding. There is an old saying that training a reactive dog shouldn't look like you're training a reactive dog. If you don't choose where and when you work with them carefully, you can inadvertently cause an increase in your dog's reactivity. When you come home straight from work and take your dog out for a walk, is that really the best time to do this? Because everyone tends to walk their dogs at the same time. Peak times for triggers. It sounds great as there's lots of opportunities around everywhere. But if you're just starting your reactivity training, then being surrounded by triggers won't bring you any real success and can lead to frustration and stress for everyone. When you're starting to train your reactive dog, they need repeated and careful exposure to environments where these triggers are at a much lower number to really make a difference. Maybe take them out at 8:30 at night when there are fewer triggers around and they're more manageable. And you'll have a far easier time putting your reactive training into place than being surrounded by triggers and having a dog react over and over again. That is not how you train a reactive dog. Overexposure or flooding does nothing other than exacerbate all of your dog's reactive issues. Scanning the environment. Of course, we scan the environment for possible triggers because we do need to be concerned about them out there. But some people can actually put their dogs on edge because they scan the environment with an almost panicked intensity. You may be stressed about what could and may occur, or where your dog's triggers could possibly appear from. Your dog will absolutely pick up on this and can even start to do the same intense panic scanning too. Intensely scanning for triggers can exacerbate your dog's reactivity. Look around, observe, but relax more when you're doing this. Breathe and breathe from your belly, as that can have an immediate effect on reducing your stress levels, lowering your heart rate and blood pressure, which your dog will appreciate, and they can read that as a lowering of your own anxiousness. Your tension and stress can add fuel to your dog's reactivity. Letting dogs fixate. This is a huge mistake that people can make. They let their dogs stay fixated on a trigger for far too long. It really needs to be stopped as soon as you notice those telltale signs of staring, posturing, ear changes, or neck lengthening. Your dog will have their own telltale signs. Don't wait for the bark as a sign you need to take action. You need to start to notice the signs of fixation your dog has. You can perform a U-turn when you see these changes, and there is another video linked later which talks you through that. U-turns are a key part of reactive training. Fixation never leads to anything good. It needs to be stopped as it is a sign your dog is already reacting. Many don't see it as a reaction because there's no barking or lunging, but fixation is a clear indicator your dog is already heading up and maybe over that all-important emotional threshold. Inconsistent training. This is a very common issue that can stall all progress you've made and can even make reactivity worse. If two people walk your dog, then they must be on the same page. If not, your progress will be much slower. If multiple people are involved in the dog's training and they use different methods or cues, it can lead to confusion and inconsistent behavior. Inconsistent training gets very inconsistent results. Here are some other ways that we can actually increase our dog's reactivity. You may have run out of high-value rewards. The time to stop training was before you ran out, just when you noticed you were getting low on them, because you may still need to get home, and you're going to miss all those opportunities to help your dog if they see a trigger. Your dog is going to receive very mixed messages. Changing cues or using different words or phrases for the same action or when you need to perform a U-turn. Inconsistent reinforcement. This is a big one. Sometimes rewarding a behavior and other times ignoring it. It can make it very difficult for a dog to understand what is expected. Varying your responses to reactivity. Reacting differently to your dog's reactivity in similar situations. This can increase your dog's anxiety and unpredictability. This can also increase your dog's reactiveness, not lessen it. If you only perform U-turns or stop fixation a small percentage of the time, you are giving very unclear and inconsistent messages to your dog. Reactive dogs need absolute clarity and what to do when they view a trigger, and that comes from you. They need consistency and need to trust your response. If you need some more information on how to help a reactive dog or how to perform a U-turn, then you'll find the following videos really helpful.